Welcome to the Arizona Construction and Renovations Employee and Staff Training Program. These tutorials are meant to enhance your knowledge of our internal processes and are not to be shared with others outside of the company.
All right, welcome to the training for the work order imports into PSA for estimators. So first step is you're going to find your estimate and you're going to open it. We can see that this is a State Farm estimate. So from the estimate being opened, we're going to go into tools. And we can see here that we don't have any options for this State Farm estimate because they don't allow for third-party export. So a good rule of thumb is you can just take your TPA or non-TPA estimate and you're going to duplicate it. When you duplicate, you will have to select a profile of contractor because that will allow us to easily export and then import into PSA. So duplicating this test, changing the profile to contractor, and create. So from this contractor profile estimate, I can open it. All right. All right, so we can see here that we have the price list, tax jurisdiction, overhead, profit, all the same information still here. This little house without a bathroom. So we go into the, you can see there's estimate items here. So we're going to go into tools, and here we will have the vendor exchange. This is the third party software that allows us to export. We didn't have that on the other one. So inside of vendor exchange under tools, proven solutions, we're going to hit this plus sign. You're not going to fill out any of this information. You're just going to send. And that is exported to PSA. So you don't have to wait for this to show received. This is something we can check on later if it does have an issue. It says that it passed with okay. From there, you can immediately save and exit. The next step is going to require administrator approval. An administrator within the system will have to get involved. Eventually, a project coordinator or some kind of internal admin will be responsible for this. But for now, you're going to contact. You're just going to notate the job and contact AR as a recipient for the note. So the admin will come in and find the exported estimate. We're going to import it and attach it to a job. Once the estimate has been imported into PSA, you no longer need Xactimate open. So once it's been imported, the work order will show up here. And this is what's been imported. We have the categories. So overhead, paint, insulation, finished carpentry, floor covering wood, floor covering tile, drywall, doors, and demo. So the one thing that you want to make sure first down here is that the margin is above 40% or whatever the goal is that's set for the estimate, 50%, 40%, whatever it is. Make sure that at a minimum it's there in this line here, not on the right-hand side. We're looking right in the middle, margin under the blue. All right, so we're above 40%. So we're just going to look for any specific discrepancies. What you're looking for line by line is to make sure that this margin is higher than 40% on each item. We're having an issue where some items are importing with a 0% or a 1% margin. Just need to make sure we correct those line by line. So I'll go through clicking one work order at a time. See that this entire work order is for overhead and profit. And we have 100% margin on that. We don't share that money, that's ours. Moving on to paint, we have two line items, margin 31%, 31%, that's fine. 30%, 34%, and here we have a 0% margin. Installation labor minimum. So if we were to leave that as a 0%, we would give 100% of that money to a sub. So instead, we're going to change this to 40. Going to continue looking on. We have another one. Change this one to 40 because the margin was at 0%. 30, 30, 30, 30, 30, 30. Checking work order to work order. For all the percentages that are under 40%. Okay. So next step is that we're going to have to search for all the margins that are under 30%. And so we see here that this one's at 0. Clicking work order to work order, I can see that this individual line item is below 30%. Going to click on it, adjust the margin, hit enter, and then hit save. If you do not hit the save button, the work order will not save. And that will remain at 0% despite your changes. Go to the next work order. We have another 0%. We're going to change the margin to 30. And again, looking for anything under 30, changing it to 30 as a minimum. 3%, 30. And left clicking once, it's opening the menu, highlighting the margin, changing it to 30. When I'm done making these changes, all 30, save. Next, next. All right, going again to check 31, 31. These are 30. There's a 0 here. Save. 30, 30, 30. I'm looking at this margin category. 30, all 30. All right, so our margin for this one is 43.18% after those changes. All right. So now that that is set up, save that again just to make sure. We can close the full screen with this button in the top right, and I can go to the notes. So here we're going to inform the next party that's responsible for the next action that we have completed the work that we need to do. The next person who's going to take action on this job is going to be accounts receivable. So Sherry is going to move this job into a status of ATP or authorized to proceed as soon as the work orders are done and as soon as the contract is signed and the customer has paid their invoice, their first invoice. As estimators, that means that we need to inform Sherry that we have finished with our work order so that when that contract is signed and the invoice is paid, she can assign a project manager can be assigned and it can be moved into authorized to proceed status. So I'm going to create a note here. We might have a specific note in the future. For now, job note is appropriate. Subject is work order imported. AR. Please note that the work order, we can create a template for this as well. You might find it here under log templates, it'll be called work order import. Please note that the work order has been imported. That's it. Recipients going to be ar@azconstruct.com. All right. Don't need to CC any other recipients. That's good enough. We're going to hit save. So we've informed AR that the work order is imported. It's here, ready for the project manager to sort through and assign. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you for completing the PSA work order imports for Estimators tutorial. If you have further questions, please refer to the included notes and documents included in this course.